There are people in this world who have learned that the fastest way to control you is not through force, but through your own emotions. They do not need weapons or walls. They need only your guilt, your fear, your need to be loved. They have discovered that if they can make you feel responsible for their pain, if they can make you believe that your peace depends on their approval, then they do not need to ask you for anything. You will give it willingly, desperately, again and again, until there is nothing left of you but the hollow shell of someone who forgot what it means to live for themselves. This is emotional blackmail. It arrives quietly, disguised as love, as family, as loyalty. It begins with a sigh that says you have disappointed them, a silence that stretches long enough to make you panic, a threat wrapped in softness. If you do not do what I want, I will leave. I will suffer. I will make sure you feel every ounce of my displeasure. And so you comply, not because you want to, but because the weight of their sadness, their anger, their withdrawal feels too unbearable to carry. You move through life not by your own compass, but by the shifting moods of those who have learned to weaponize your empathy. And over time, something inside you begins to collapse. Your boundaries dissolve. Your voice quiets. You stop asking what you want because the only question that matters is what will keep them calm. What will keep them from turning their disappointment into your burden. You become a prisoner, not of chains, but of your own desperate need to avoid conflict, to keep the peace, to be enough. You sacrifice your time, your energy, your dignity, all to feed a system that was never designed to respect you. It was designed to control you. But here is what the Stoics understood. What Marcus Aurelius wrote alone in his tent while leading armies. What Epictetus taught while bound in slavery. What Seneca knew even as he faced death. Emotional blackmail only works if you allow your inner world to be governed by external pressure. It only controls you if you believe that your peace depends on the approval, the mood, the satisfaction of another person. And the moment you stop believing that lie, the entire structure collapses. Epictetus said it plainly. Some things are within our control, and some things are not. Other people's reactions, their emotions, their tactics of manipulation, these are not yours to carry. They belong to them. What is yours is how you respond. What is yours is the fortress of your own mind. And no one, no matter how loudly they rage or how coldly they withdraw, can breach that fortress unless you open the gates yourself. The Stoic does not react impulsively. When someone tries to manipulate through guilt, the Stoic pauses. They observe the tactic without absorbing it. They see the silent treatment not as punishment, but as information. They recognize the threat of withdrawal not as a loss to fear, but as a choice the other person is making. And in that pause, in that space between stimulus and response, the Stoic reclaims their power. Because the one who can remain calm while chaos swirls around them is the one who cannot be controlled. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that he could not be harmed by the actions of others, only by his own judgments about those actions. If someone tries to make you feel guilty, the guilt is not automatic. It is a judgment you make about yourself. If someone threatens to leave unless you obey, the fear is not inevitable. It is a belief you hold about what their absence would mean. And the Stoic questions those judgments. They examine them. They ask, is this true? Is my worth really dependent on this person's satisfaction? Is my peace really so fragile that it can be shattered by someone's disapproval? The answer, always, is no. Seneca wrote that the person who is enslaved to their emotions is never free, no matter how much wealth or status they possess. But the person who has mastered their inner world, who has learned to meet manipulation with clarity rather than panic, who can say no without guilt and yes without resentment, this person is untouchable. Not because they are cold or heartless, but because they have built their sense of self on something deeper than the shifting opinions of others. When you understand this, something shifts. The next time someone uses silence as a weapon, you do not scramble to fill it. You let it sit. You recognize that their silence is their choice, not your emergency. The next time someone tries to guilt you into compliance, You do not collapse under the weight of it. You calmly assess whether their request aligns with your principles, and if it does not, you decline. Not with anger, not with defensiveness, but with the steady, unshakable clarity of someone who knows their own mind. This is not cruelty. This is self-respect. The Stoic does not abandon relationships or reject connection. They simply refuse to participate in systems built on manipulation. They set boundaries not to hurt others, but to protect their own integrity. And when someone reacts with rage or coldness or threats, the Stoic does not see it as proof that they were wrong. They see it as confirmation that the boundary was necessary, because here is the truth. People who respect you will not punish you for having limits. They will not make you feel small for asserting your needs. They will not use your love as leverage against you. And those who rage when you say no, who disappear when you do not comply, who make you feel perpetually indebted to their emotional state, they are showing you exactly who they are, and the Stoic listens. Epictetus taught his students that freedom is not the ability to do whatever you want. Freedom is the ability to remain undisturbed by what others say or do. It is the capacity to stand firm in your principles even when the world around you demands compliance. It is the power to say, I will not be moved by guilt, by fear, by manipulation. I will act according to what is right. It's not according to what keeps you comfortable. And when you live this way, something remarkable happens. The people who once controlled you through your emotions begin to lose their grip. The silent treatment no longer sends you into a spiral. The guilt trips no longer land. The threats of abandonment no longer feel like the end of the world. Because you have stopped outsourcing your peace to people who were never capable of protecting it. You have reclaimed the one thing that was always yours, your inner sovereignty. This does not mean you become indifferent. It does not mean you stop caring about people. The Stoic loves deeply, but they love wisely. They do not confuse care with self-abandonment. They do not mistake loyalty with submission. They understand that the highest form of respect you can show someone is to refuse to participate in dynamics that degrade both of you. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire. Yet he knew that true power was not in commanding armies, but in commanding himself. He wrote that the mind that is free from disturbance is a citadel, a refuge that no external force can penetrate. And this is what Stoicism offers you. Not a cold detachment from life, but a warm, grounded, unshakable presence within it. A way of moving through the world where you are no longer at the mercy of every mood swing, every manipulative tactic, every attempt to make you small. So the next time someone tries to control you through your emotions, remember this. You are not required to carry their anger. You are not responsible for their disappointment. You are not obligated to shrink yourself so they can feel powerful. You have the right to your own mind, your own choices, your own peace. And the moment you stop seeking permission from people who will never grant it freely, you become free. Stoicism is not about shutting your heart. It is about protecting it. It is about building a life where your dignity is non-negotiable, where your boundaries are respected, and where no one, no matter how loud, how cold, how demanding, can ever make you abandon yourself again. Because the person who cannot be emotionally hijacked is the person who cannot be controlled, and that person is not born. They are forged one clear choice at a time, one firm boundary at a time, one moment of refusing to react out of fear at a time. You are not at war with the people who try to manipulate you. You are simply no longer participating. And in that refusal, in that calm, steady reclaiming of your own mind, you find something they can never take from you. Your peace, your power, your freedom.